So I felt a bit inspired to try to tell you about the thing that I was trying to implement the last few days or maybe a week. I was feeling pretty depressed actually and a bit demotivated or anxious most of the time. I was and I still am going to work in the morning. It's about 1 o'clock and then going to school, and I was feeling really numb, like not feeling not much of a joy or sadness or empathy. And I don't remember now how I got to this idea, but I felt it felt really painful for me, and I've kind of gave up, and I've came to idea instead of, because I was trying to run away all the time towards something in the future that I was still when I was in work, I was imagining myself lying in bed and resting, and when I was in the bed I was thinking about going to school, and then when I was in school I was getting worried about going home, and I was at home and I was getting worried about going to work and not getting enough sleep, and when I was in sleep I was already thinking about doing something in the work, and I felt really anxious and I felt numb and depressed and demotivated, and I really don't remember how I started, but I started I was listening to Eckhart Tolle. He's got a book, Power of Now, and I've read this book before, and I believe I've applied the principles, but somehow I believe I kind of forgot about it, and now it came to me again. And I've tried, instead of forcing myself to do something, and always thinking about some future point where I'll be happy finally, or when I'll feel okay, which never really came, and I feel really inauthentic saying that, because I'm afraid you'd feel skeptical or judgmental, that maybe I'm just repeating what that Eckhart Tolle says. But it really helped me to try to just be aware of the things I'm doing at the moment, because now it's happening to me again, maybe a little bit. I'm already thinking about how I will edit the video and upload it, but the truth is, or I believe that's just some situation that's not really real now, and I'm afraid it makes me feel pretty shit, because then I'm not really enjoying what I'm doing now. And I've suddenly, when I started doing this, I realized that I can enjoy things when I've tried to put as much awareness in a way, or I'm afraid it will really sound like new agey or spiritual, super whatever, but I've tried to really put myself into that present present moment, then I was really able to enjoy even washing the dishes, or like cleaning some pan or something like that. And it also helped me to feel more calm, because I was stressing myself all the time about what's going to happen next. I still have these thoughts of going to work and waking up, and I kind of drift towards the future and it feels like I'm kind of dead, because I believe I'm not really living through or experiencing what's happening now, and I'm always in some other place. And sometimes it actually felt to me like I haven't really lived, or felt really disconnected and just numb. And so this is something that I believe helped me, and I believe could help you a lot too. Things like I've tried to start drawing some things. I can show you. I felt I believe this really helped me, because with the drawing I was trying to focus on not on the result, but on the process, on enjoying the drawing process. The fact that I was just enjoying what I was doing at that second, was trying to really get into what I feel, and I believe that's a way that helps us to feel really fulfill our lives in a way. When we do things when we enjoy the process in doing things, and not just that we don't just chase the result, because I'm afraid that we might feel really disappointed when we get to the result, but we haven't really felt aware of how the way was, so we haven't really enjoyed it, and I'm afraid we might be disappointed that the result is not how we imagined our life to be, or how it's gonna be. So yeah, I want to show you the drawing. I really enjoyed doing it, and it really helped me to connect more, I believe, with what I feel, and then I feel more fulfilled, and I feel more connected to that moment that I'm living in, and it feels, for me, it seems like the day is longer, or I have more time, that the time doesn't pass by so fast, and in a way that I don't remember what I was doing half a second ago, because a lot of time I'm doing things like I'm like eating and watching something on YouTube and thinking about the next thing and the next thing. So I believe this really helps me, although I still have problems with this. Today I was doing the same thing, and when I'm doing this, I actually start like overeating sometimes, or binge eating, and I believe it's a lot of times a problem for other people as well. I believe also we kind of run away, or that when we feel some emotional pain from, for example, the situation we are in, I believe I usually tend to just to think about some other time and to disconnect from the moment where I feel painful. But then I end up feeling numb and kind of dead. So it's a goal for me now to try or to experience more, even of painful emotions or whichever, because also I believe that the feeling of numbness and the loss of joy in life, no, it's kind of not fit for me, because I've realized that when I numb out, I stop also feeling the emotions, the positive ones and negative ones as well. So it really I feel dead, really, in that sense, that I couldn't enjoy really music or talking to someone or really enjoy anything much. I didn't feel so depressed, or maybe I didn't feel suicidal or anxious, but I didn't feel any joy as well. So I I I believe that I feel better even though when at times it can feel really painful. Like I feel lonely or depressed or anxious. But and when for example, I start crying at that time, and it's painful. But when I cry, it makes me feel better afterwards, and then I can also enjoy all the positive sides. So it's like my spectrum of emotions just gets wider. But if I stop feeling depressed, if I numb out, I also don't feel the positive emotions. So the spectrum gets really, really narrow, and I only just feels like not much, not painful, not joyful, and I don't like that really. So these are some of the things that I'm trying to work on, and I believe they could help you really as well. Because I'm afraid I've believed that I was still looking for something like that. I'll be happy when I finish this and when this comes, and when I don't know, I'll get Ferrari or I get some kind of house, or when I get this camera that I'm living, that I'm filming with, and I believe it never ends really. I believe that we always feel in a way unsatisfied unless we try to enjoy the things we have. Like I'm afraid we still believe that there's gonna be one thing that comes and it's gonna suddenly make us happy, and I'm afraid that I would for example waste all of my life just chasing that thing, and then one day I'm afraid I would just wake up, or I would be just lying on dying bed and realize that this thing didn't come, and that I'm afraid I've done things that I believe that would make me happy, or just I was focusing on the result that I wanted to make all that money or or get this car or something, and then I would realize that I've neglected my friends and things that you can't really buy for money, and that this would be the real pain for me, and that would be hard way to die. So this is something that helps me, and I wish this would help you as well with your life to just maybe just turn off all like your computer and or just try to maybe sit down or just lie when you're going to bed and just try to feel or try to be aware of what you feel, what you think about, and kind of release all the things that are inside of you. And this lot of time makes me feel really joyful. Yeah. It really makes me feel just calm and peaceful and happy. Because I believe I have really learned to torture myself thinking about what's gonna happen and how is it gonna be, and in the end I believe it's usually not really even like that I imagine that something like it's gonna be really hard in work and I'm gonna have I have to deliver like 3 times as much newspapers that I do, and then when I come there it's usually not like that, and it feels different when I'm actually doing that because I feel powerful about the situation. But when I'm worrying about it in the bed, then it just makes me feel really anxious, and I really disconnect from the place. And although I'm just lying in bed and relaxing, and it usually can't get much better in a way that I feel really like all my needs are met. I'm already like with my mind, I'm not there and I'm somewhere else, and I'm in work, and although I'm just lying in bed, and I feel really stressed about that, and that's really painful for me. So it really helps me to try to be present, and instead of trying to like force something or force some life onto me in a way, that I try to release or find out what I really feel, like to get out of my way in a way that I don't try to achieve certain result, but I try to discover what I really feel and what I need. Oh, good luck with that as well.